Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to set up Azure site-to-site VPN. And for this demo, my two sites are two different subscriptions of Azure. So let me show you the design. So my first subscription I have named it Site A, and my second subscription I have named Site B. So in both the subscription I have created a resource group. In Site A, my resource group subscription 1 RG will contain all my virtual machines, my virtual network, my virtual network gateway, local network gateway, and all other resources. So in both the sites, I have a subnet, I have a virtual network named sub1-vnet and sub2-vnet. Both the vnets are in central India. The address space I'm using for site A is 10600. Under this address space I will have my virtual machine, and the second address space I am going to use for gateway subnet. So these are the two subnets I'm going to have. And similarly for site B, this is the resource group, this is my virtual network which is in central India. Address space is 10800 and 10900. The first one will be used for my virtual machine. The second address space will be used for my default gateway. And this is my virtual machine in first site, and this is my virtual machine in my second site. So let me show you this in the Azure portal. So this is my first virtual machine which is in subscription 1. This is my second virtual machine which is in subscription 2. So right now I don't have any connectivity between subscription 1 and subscription 2. So let me show it to you if we are able to ping from this to this and this to this. So let's log into the first one which is ending with IP 184, and I'll ping the other one. So this is the first VM. So 10604, if you remember 6 and 7 is in my first subscription. 8 and 9 are in my second subscription. So request timeout. Now let's go to the other server which is ending with 164, and from there let's ping. The server in the first subscription. So we are getting a ping request timeout. So clearly shows from first VM I cannot ping the second VM, from second VM I cannot ping the first one. Now let's have a look at the virtual network. So first virtual machine is in the subnet 1 virtual network. So as you can see, this is the first virtual network which is in subscription 1, second virtual network which is in subscription 2. So let's go here. These are my two address spaces. So right now I have only one subnet. Let me create another gateway subnet. So this subnet is going to be used by my virtual network gateway. So subnet 1 we are done. Let's go to subnet 2. Let's copy the second subnet. Let's create the subnet for gateway subnet. Click on save. So these are the steps we are going to follow. Create virtual network in first subscription. This is already done. Virtual network in a second subscription. This is also done. Now we are going to create virtual network gateway in first subscription. So let's come back here. This should be done in few seconds. Let's type VPN virtual network gateway. Let's click on create. My subscription name is already selected. So subscription 1 hyphen virtual network gateway. My virtual network is in Central India. So for my virtual network gateway, let's choose the same. This is just a demo, so we are fine with the basic one. So if you're thinking what's the difference, let's go through this link. So basic SKU, it does not support IKEv2 for point to site. Then it has a limitation of 10 site to site tunnels, and it also has a limit on the bandwidth, which is 100 Mbps. So for our demo, we are good with it. So we just created this gateway. If you remember, it has been selected, and the IP address for my virtual gateway, let's choose, this is for subscription 1, this is VNG IP. So let's click on next. Let's click on next once again. Let's verify it. This is my site A. This is my resource group. This is my VNG name. It's in India. Basic. Looks to be fine. Let's go ahead and click on create. So in the meantime, this gets done. Let's create the VNG, that is virtual network gateway, for the second subscription. So subscription 2 hyphen VNG. So again same, Central India. Let's keep this also basic. Virtual network, subnet 2 virtual network. This also we created few minutes ago, if you remember. Name. So this is subscription to VNG IP. Tags are not required. Once again, next. So let's verify it. This is my second site. This is correct. Correct. This is also right. All looks to be good. Let's click on create. So this step is the step which takes a lot of time. It may take anywhere between 35 minutes to 1 hour. So I will be pausing the video here. Once this is done, I'll continue. And we are back. So it took about 40 minutes. This is my first virtual network gateway, and this is my second virtual network gateway. So let's click on go to resource. Here also let's click on go to resource. So these are my steps. We are done with these two steps also, creating virtual network gateway in first and second subscription. Then we need to make sure that there is no overlap in the default subnets. So just to confirm, not in the default subnets. So this one is 10.6.0.0, 10.7.0.0, this is 8, and this is 9. So next step is creating a local network gateway in the first subscription, then in the second subscription. So prior to that, let's verify what's the public IP address assigned. So this is subscription 1 VNG. Let's make a note of this. So this is my second VNG. We have made a note of this. Now we are going to create, once again type VPN, and we are going to create local network gateway. So we click on create. So we'll start with subscription 1, site A. This is my resource group. Local network gateway, let's keep it the same as my virtual network gateway. Name, so this is for subscription 1. This is subscription 1 local network gateway. IP address is going to be this is subscription 1. So local network gateway of subscription 1 is going to point to the virtual network gateway public IP of the second one. So let's paste it here. Address space, we have to choose the address space. In the first one, we are choosing the address space of the second one. Let's click on next. Once again, next. Let's click on create. So the local network gateway in the first subscription, the creation is in progress. Meantime, let's go to local network gateway once again, and this time let's create it for second subscription. Okay, so subscription 2-LNG IP address. Subscription 2 is going to have the IP address of VNG of first subscription, and again the address space is going to be for the first subscription. There's something to remember when you are creating the local network gateway in the first subscription. This is going to point to the virtual network gateway of second subscription, and when you are creating the local network gateway of second subscription, it is going to point to the virtual network gateway of first subscription. So you are making a cross connection between VNG, LNG, LNG, VNG. So let's go back. Let's come back to the subscription 1. This is already done. Let me go to the VM. Do we have connectivity? No, not yet. Let's cancel it. I'm going back to virtual network gateway. So let's click on the virtual network gateway for the first one. We have one more step of creating the connection. So this is site A to B. Connection type is site to site. So my virtual network gateway for subscription 1 is already selected. I'm selecting the local network gateway. So if you remember, local network gateway points to the public IP of other subscriptions virtual network gateway. So this is making a connection to the other public IP. We are going to type a shared key. Let's click on OK. So this was subscription 1. Now once again I go to virtual network gateway of subscription 2. I click on connection. I click on add. So this is from B to A. Connection type is site to site. My virtual network gateway is already selected. So in subscription 2, I'm selecting subscription 2 LNG, which is pointing to the first subscription. The shared key is going to be the exact same what I have typed in the first subscription. So I click on OK. So the next step is connection. And here also we are creating a connection. So in this connection, we are pointing this to VNG of this subscription and LNG of this subscription. Same way, connection of second subscription, we pointed to VNG of its own and LNG of the other one. So in connection, we are defining the cross connections of the two subscriptions of the two sites. So let's go back. Let's refresh. Okay, it shows updating. Let's have a look at the other one. Refresh. So it shows unknown. We need to wait for a few seconds. Let's refresh once again. Can we ping already? Let's wait some time. Okay, so it took almost 2 minutes. Now connection from subscription 2 to subscription 1 shows connected. Now if we go back to other one, connection from subscription A to subscription B also shows connected. Now let's try ping. So where are my virtual machines? So this is my first virtual machine, IP address ending with 184, ping. Okay, I got the ping response. Now let's try the other way. From machine 164, I'll ping over to the subscription 1 VM. Perfect. So we are able to ping both ways. And for ping to work, make sure you have allowed ICMP protocol from your NSG in Azure portal for the respective VM. And you also need to allow ICMP port in firewall within your Windows. However, if your ping is disabled, you can also check connectivity by remotely logging into the network. So let's open mstsc. I type the IP address. I got the username and password prompt. That means we are able to communicate with the other VM. So let's try from 184. This was other VM. Let's go to remote desktop. We got the username password prompt and we are good. So if you want, we can try and the password. But my existing session will be disconnected there. Click on yes, and my session is gone. So the steps for Azure site-to-site VPN, once again, we already had the virtual network for first and second subscription. Then we created the network gateway, virtual network gateway in both the subscriptions. And we had to ensure there is no overlap between the subnets of the two subscriptions. Then we created local network gateway in both the subscriptions. We checked the connectivity before setting up the VPN. We created the connection. So this step, virtual network gateway, this step took around 40 minutes. But in your case, it might be even slower, or it could finish in 30 minutes. And once we created the connection, it took about 3 to 4 minutes. So until it was in connected state, it was showing me unknown. So which is normal. So checking the connectivity, we tried the connectivity. For that, you need to have ICMP enabled from your NSG, from your virtual machine NSG, and you also need to have it enabled from Windows firewall inside the VM. So this was my today's video on how to set up Azure site-to-site VPN. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. If you have any questions or any feedback, please leave it in the description section below. Thank you so much for watching.